It's so bad. It's so cheesy. It's so campy, but it's oh so good. New intro video for you guys today. That's a sign we got to get to 400 subs. But I was working on that baby all morning, so I thought it came out awesome. I'm really happy with that intro video. I think that's the one that's gonna stick for a little while. So you got all of my favorites in there, all the things that my lore started with those movies, among so many others. So thank you guys for hanging out. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Miles of Horror, the only channel that's going to make you scream. So if you guys would be so kind as to hit that like button, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. Thank you all for the love. Definitely check out, I dropped a couple of videos yesterday, one with my buddy Jordan. We did a great kind of expose conversation on collecting, our do's and don'ts. It's a lot of fun. And my buddy Jordan doing some cool stuff. So definitely check out his channel. But definitely check that stuff out. So thank you guys for hanging out. Nothing but love. Now today's video, I am very excited. Now I'm gonna take you guys back straight up to 2002.
Doesn't mean he's gone.
What a time for horror. 2002 slasher gem called Scarecrow. Now, this thing is has eluded me for so many years. I remember seeing this when I was a kid, but I have never seen it. And I just recently had a chance to watch this last night. This was a direct-to-video movie right at the end of the tape store era. Excuse me, not error. This movie was it could have been an error for sure, but I had so much fun with it. So it's so bad, guys. It is so cheesy. It is so campy, but it is oh so good. I had so much fun with it. The movie is Scarecrow, a 2002 direct-to-video slasher, starring Tiffany Shepis, the Scream Queen herself, who looks wonderful in this movie, I'll say. She dons a short pixie cut in this movie. She looks lovely. Now, first of all, the cover art. Okay, so what's really cool is that this was straight to video, so they kind of made sure that the cover looked banging. So you guys can see right there. The tagline is "You've never been stalked like this." Now, I'm willing to bet that so many of you have seen this tape before, but have not seen the movie. So you've never been stalked like this. Here's the back. See some of the thumbnails on it, guys. It was so much fun. Truly, truly. Like the campiest of the camp, the cheesiest of the cheese, but it was fantastic. So the cover, yeah, truly amazing aesthetic. And for something that was straight to video, they did exactly what they needed to do, right? This was, again, tail end of the tape store era. Now, this thing, the only way you were going to see this thing is by the trailer or word of mouth or seeing the cover art. And if you went to a Blockbuster or a Hollywood Video or whatever it is, and you saw the cover and you thought to yourself, you know what? I'm in the mood for a slasher. I'm on a date tonight. I'm having my buddy sleep over. Whatever it is, this was probably a very popular title back then. So anyway, the movie is Scarecrow. Now, basically, three teens gather in a cornfield. One dude tells a tale of Lester Dwervick, who's a hilarious, and I mean hilariously ridiculed outcast. You do feel bad for him. The characters are good, but it is like hilarious ridicule. And it's so over the top. It's just fantastic. It's the kind of over the top that just hits really hard. It hits really hard because it's so bad and cheesy, but everyone picks on him, and there's this one girl who kind of stands up for him, Judy, who's again played by the lovely Tiffany Shepis. And one night, Lester's drunk whore of a mom, brings a guy back to their trailer and gets mad at Lester for existing, pretty much. There's no other real reason why he gets mad at Lester. I think he interrupts them while they're doing it, and he accidentally chokes him to death near the scarecrow in their cornfield. Now, Lester wakes up as the Scarecrow and seeks revenge on all those who wronged him. Now, I'm going to get into some of the plot things and some of the things I really liked and some of the things that are really interesting about this release. But let me take you back to 2002. Okay, because it's a very weird year for horror, right? You had the rise of the J horror rise. The Ring came out that year. The Grudge came out that year. So this was like really the launch of J horror. So horror was looking for a new voice, looking for a new way to a new direction to go in. And you have a lot of these direct to video movies like Scarecrow that just never really got love. So 2002, right? You had 28 Days Later, Blade 2, Bubba Hotep, Cabin Fever, the Carrie remake, Deathbed, which is a full moon title. You had Dog Soldiers, which is very beloved. Fear.com, which I did a video on a couple weeks ago. Definitely go check that out. Ghost Ship was one of the greatest opening scenes ever. Movie is okay. Halloween Resurrection. I mean, guys, Busta Rhymes is going head to head with Michael Myers in 2002. I mean, look no further than that to know that it was just a weird year for horror. You had Ju-on the Grudge. So the Japanese Grudge came out that year. You had Killjoy 2, May, which I also did a video on. I loved Queen of the Damned, Resident Evil, and The Ring by Gore Verbinski. Now, The Ring is probably my favorite movie from that year. The Ring is incredible. I love The American Ring. But again, like I said, just a weird time period, a weird year for horror. And you have this kind of random Scarecrow movie that just got forgotten and got lost in the shuffle of everything from that year and that time period. So it was kind of hard for a niche title like this to really find its way. Now here we are, some 20 whatever years later, and some of these direct to video VHS tapes have a voice again because companies like Vinegar Syndrome and TerrorVision are looking to put these out. Now, I'll get into the releases on this one in just a few minutes, but this thing has been stuck on DVD for quite some time. There is no Blu-ray release of this, to my understanding. If I'm wrong on that, let me know. But anyway, so Lester wakes up as the Scarecrow, and he seeks revenge on all who wronged him. Now, the plot is kind of cool. It really definitely has meaning. They definitely try and give you a substance type plot. Not the substance, the movie, but a substantial type plot where there actually is meaning to it. You definitely feel bad for Lester. He's constantly ridiculed, but it never ever takes itself too seriously. And to be honest with you, the dialogue is as hilarious and as bad as it gets.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Oh, that laugh is very sinister. So just from that line alone, you can see what kind of movie it is. It never takes itself too seriously, while it also tries to deliver somewhat of a real storyline. The Scarecrow himself is wildly creepy. You can see the aesthetic here, and you saw it in earlier. But you can see the aesthetic, really cool design. And if you were a child of the 90s, I was born in 86, you've undoubtedly seen this character before. So, what's interesting is that this time period, the effects were, I think this is like the very beginning of CGI. So a lot of these like early 2000 movies had just terrible CGI effects. This is practical effects. This is just a dude in a suit. It's very clearly just a suit and a mask, but it works, and that's kind of what makes it so special. It still has those practical effects. And what the absolute best with this movie is that the Scarecrow is like an acrobat. He's like doing flips, and he's like a ninja, and he's doing karate and stuff. It's awesome. Like I'm not mad it took me this long to see it, because now that I finally have, I adore it. But it's just was a lot of fun. It goes hard. The Scarecrow's laugh is incredible. He does a really sinister job of bringing that character to life. The characters overall are just beyond wildly cliche and obnoxious. It's kind of perfection. The main bully, Lester's main bully, is so outrageous and such a dick. I love it. There's a scene when he's trying to get Tiffany Shepis drunk, and some of his dialogue and acts in that scene are just outrageous and so cliche bully jock, etc. And it again, that's part of the reason, that's the camp of this, and that's part of the reason why I love it so much, because it's so bad, it's so good, you know. So another thing I want to note is that this thing does have a couple sequels. So clearly it did well enough for them to spawn a couple sequels. Now I would imagine, a lot of things that went straight to the tape store um had sequels because I'm sure it didn't have it cost less to send this thing right to the tape store. I would imagine, because you're not really, I don't know exactly how it works, but I would imagine that's probably the easiest route for them to go. Um, so it did have a couple sequels. So I actually have it. One of the sequels, Scarecrow Slayer. This is the second one. I believe Tony Todd is in this one, but I have not seen this one yet. I'm definitely going to check it out soon. I have it actually sealed on VHS. Um, and there's also a third one called Scarecrow's Gone Wild, and that stars none other than Ken Shamrock, the ankle lock man himself, the MMA legend, WWE former Intercontinental Champion, um, the most dangerous man in the world, I believe his nickname was Ken Shamrock. So I'm on the hunt for that one as well. But guys, this is a really fun movie, and it is a trilogy. I'm looking forward to checking out the other two. But this thing, if I'm not mistaken, like I said, has been stuck on DVD. So I have the VHS, but I believe there was a number of DVDs in regard to this, but no Blu-ray. So maybe one day we'll catch someone like a Terror Vision or someone like a Vinegar Syndrome, give this some love. I think that would be really cool. And based on the number of DVDs that have been put out, I'm willing to guess it's possible, and that whoever owns the rights is willing to kind of air it out for some love, because there has been quite a few DVDs. But there you have it, guys. Scarecrow 2002. I had so much fun with it. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out. If you have seen it, hit me up in the comments, guys, because I don't know if I've ever seen anyone talk about this movie before, and I loved it so much. So I'm dying to talk to you guys about it. Anyway, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. And I will catch you guys later. Peace, nerds.